this concept specifically really resonated with me because it's about crossing the threshold. It's like the point of no return, where the hero leaves the ordinary world to enter into the special world. I see my current limitations, I see my current resources, and I see everything that's wrong about my life. And that kind of makes me feel that maybe my dream is too big for me. We actually have the power to make a choice. We have the power to choose the life that we want to live and the person that we want to be. And it's very important that we carry this mindset into the new year. If you are listening to this, then it is likely the last week of the year. It's that strange, quiet week between Christmas and New Year's where time feels slippery. And usually, this is the time where we obsess over New Year's resolutions. We make a list, we buy planners, we intellectualize our growth. But I've actually been doing some reading lately, and I realized why resolutions often fail by February, or worse, mid January. Well, that's because we are trying to bring a new habit into an old version of ourselves. It's like we are trying to enter a new world without actually really leaving the old one. And so, this time, I want us to try something different. We are not making a list, but we are learning rituals. We are learning how to mentally cross the threshold so we don't drag our 2025 baggage to 2026. And I want to invite you to try this with me. Hello, beautiful people. This is Love Ravina, a 28-year-old corporate leader and public speaker who is still learning out loud. And welcome to the Love Ravina podcast, where I share my messy, beautiful journey. So, for context, I am actually recording this episode ahead of time. And if everything goes according to plan, then most probably by the time this episode is released, the future love is already in Taiwan. Anyway, it's actually my very first international trip solo. I've never been to another country before. So it's my first international trip, and I'm traveling solo as well. And you see, we have this Filipino thing where we are so afraid to be offloaded, right? So I'm quite nervous right now, but I realized that aside from that, there's also this, like, deeper than that. There is one thing that's really, really bothering me, and one thing that's really making things a little bit difficult than it should be. Because I have this limiting belief that has been following me around this 2025. And that limiting belief is the voice saying that this is my limit. In Filipino, we call it, or the phrase is, hanggang dito na lang ako. So, which means I can only go this far. I have these big dreams, and it's so vivid. Like, I can close my eyes and I can see the woman that I want to become. I can see the impact she's making. I can see the changes that she is making. I can see what she is doing. And then suddenly I open my eyes and I see my reality. I see my current limitations. I see my current resources, and I see everything that's wrong about my life. And that kind of makes me feel that maybe my dream is too big for me and I cannot handle the next level. Which is why this trip to Taiwan is really so, so important to me, because this is physical proof that I can actually go out of my comfort zone and I can challenge myself. But then I realized that physically leaving the country is not enough. Because if I bring this small mindset to Taiwan, then I'm only just a scared girl in a new country. I realized that I don't just have or need to physically leave the country or change location, but I also have to change my internal world. So, I've actually been doing some research to help me prepare for this transition. But instead of just talking about it, I decided that I am going to do them here, right here on the mic with all of you guys. That is why I have here a ceramic bowl, I have a pen, I have pieces of paper, and a lighter as well because we will be doing what we call the burning bowl ceremony. Now, before we light the match or light that lighter, I am going to explain first what I have learned this week and why I am doing this as well. The very first thing that we need to do is to understand where we are. This week between Christmas and New Year's is what psychologists call the liminal space. So, liminality comes from the Latin word limen, which means threshold. It's that disorienting middle stage where you are no longer who you were, but not yet who you will be. So, it's like you are no longer here, but not yet there. And so, if you feel anxious or if you feel empty right now, that is because you are standing between or standing in a hallway between two doors. And for me, usually I try to rush this moment or rush this time. I try to outwork the quiet. But this time around, I am just going to stand in it. Now, the second thing is about the hero's journey. This is a concept by Joseph Campbell. And I actually haven't read the entire book yet, but this concept specifically really resonated with me because it's about crossing the threshold. It's like the point of no return, where the hero leaves the ordinary world to enter into the special world. So for me, getting on that plane to Taiwan is the physical threshold. But mentally, I think most of us never really cross the threshold. We just change calendars, but we drag our baggages into the new year because we haven't really formally said goodbye to it. And so, this is what this bowl is for. Which leads us to the third part, the ritual itself. And the concept is really simple. You cannot add new habits without subtracting old baggage. You see, resolutions are intellectual, but rituals are somatic. It is physical. So, I want you to join me in the ritual. You grab your pen and your paper and write down the old story that you are leaving from 2025. What are the things that really felt very heavy for you this year? For me, I actually have identified three things. So I am writing them now. The first for me is giving a fuck about what other people think about me. I actually realized that I don't know, for as long as I cannot remember rather when it started, but I realized that I have been giving a lot of fucks about what other people think about me. Like I always say to myself, what if they don't like it? What if it's not good enough or I'm not good enough? What if it's not acceptable by other people? What if I am invalidated by other people? You know those things like just thinking about what other people think about me. And I want to burn this and leave this behind. I don't want to carry this baggage into the new year. The second thing that really felt heavy for me this year, again, is what I mentioned earlier. It's a thought that this is my limit. Or again, in Filipino, it's hanggang dito na lang ako. I no longer want to put a limit to myself. I'm not sure if you can see that, but yes, I realized that me thinking about this, that this is my limit or hanggang dito na lang ako, is really, really like one of the things that made it difficult for me to move forward. So I am going to burn this as well and leave them behind. And the third one for me is that thought or belief that I am either too much or not enough. I am not sure if you have felt that, but for me, I did. From time to time, I would feel that. Like maybe people do not like me because I am either too much for them or I am not enough for them. So it's like my worth as a person depends on other people. And what I have learned the hard way, especially this year, is that you cannot really measure your own value based on what other people say. And I think the right people for you will not find you too much or not enough. They value you for who you are and they appreciate you for who you are as well. And so I want to not carry this or leave this thought or belief behind as well this year, 2025, and not bring this baggage to 2026. And you know what? Ito na naman. I'm getting emotional. I think, these things, these baggages, they felt so heavy in my head. Because again, these are the things that I have been carrying with me the entire year. Not even just this year, but maybe, I don't know when. But for a very long time, I have been carrying these things with me. And they really feel so, so heavy and they felt so big. And writing them down feels like they're really real. It's like me acknowledging that they existed, which is difficult. It's difficult to acknowledge the things or the baggages that you're carrying. But now that I'm looking at them on paper, I realized how small they are. They're just sentences, words, and letters. They're so small. Anyway, if you need more time, you can pause the video or pause this podcast and write down again the baggages or the things that felt really, really heavy for you this year. Write them down and just take some moment to look at them. Say your goodbyes to them. Again, for me, I want to say goodbye to giving a fuck about what other people think about me. The belief that this is my limit or hanggang dito na lang ako. And that belief that I am either too much or not enough. These are my baggages. And so, right now, we are releasing them and finally saying goodbye to them. If you are safe to do so, then you can light up the paper. But if not, okay, safety first, everyone. If not, then please, you can just rip the pieces apart and like into really, really small pieces to formally say goodbye to them. So let's do this. I'll just be moving the mic away a little. I hope you can still hear me. And let's do this. Okay. I hope this is the first time that I'm doing this actually, so I'm a little emotional and a bit nervous as well. Okay, let's do it one by one. I hope you can see it. Yee! Okay. Let's drop that. Can you see it, guys? It's burning. It's it is so fascinating. Ooh, to see the words turn into ashes. Let me just cover because it's really smoking and it may cause some issue or problem. Okay, it's they're turning into ashes. I think we're still safe and okay. Let me just we're still okay, right? Okay, we're still okay. Let me continue. There are parts that are not yet really burned. That might cause an alarm, a fire alarm in this place. Ooh, okay, there you go. They're burning. It's so fascinating because like you can see the words turn into ashes. And again, it's like in my head they feel so heavy, but now they are just ashes. There. Okay. Oops. I think we're okay. There you have it, guys. They're all burned. They're gone. Oh my gosh. Okay, they're gone. They are gone. And I think the psychology here is very fascinating because you are finally letting go of these baggages and you're finally saying goodbye to them. And it's like you taking control of your life and telling yourself, I will not be bringing this with me to next year. And this is extra special for me again because my flight to Taiwan is next week, from the recording date of this episode. So when I go to another country, I physically cross the threshold and I have also mentally crossed the threshold as well. We did it, everyone. Great job and congratulations. Love. Great job, love, and great job to you as well if you're doing this with me. And I also have one challenge, especially to our corporate leaders out there. I think most of us, when we end the year, we just really just want to, spend the holidays or like we are so excited to just end or finish this year and not thinking about what are the things or baggages that we don't want to carry or bring with us in our personal lives and even in our work life with our teams as well. And so I think doing some or investing some time before you go on a break, okay? Investing some time to sit with your team and also talk about what are the lessons you've learned this year together and what are the things that you wouldn't want to carry with you as a team to the new year. To do it personally first, like on your own, and do it with your team as well. So, yeah, great job, everyone. Great job, love. Now, there you have it. I think that's it for our episode today. We did a very symbolic and important ritual to end the year and to welcome the new year as well. And I want you to remember that we actually have the power to make a choice. We have the power to choose the life that we want to live and the person that we want to be. And it's very important that we carry this mindset into the new year because if we will not change our mindset, we will not change the way that we view things will just be the same, you know? But if you enter the new year with that dedication and commitment to update basically the way that you see things or like your mindset as well, then I believe we will all have a great year ahead of us and we will be growing and learning a lot as well. So there you have it, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope that you really did this exercise or activity or ritual with me. And please do let me know how you are feeling after doing the activity. Thank you again for your time. And there you go. Happy New Year, everybody. If you appreciate this episode, or like if the things that I have shared with you really resonated with you, then make sure to follow the Love Rabina podcast and join me into another year in 2026. Until next time, let us keep showing up, speaking up, and leading boldly. Happy New Year, everyone! Bye!